Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
What do you do when no one else is watching? What do you do that makes you happy for no reason at all? What are you obsessed with? I'm Leslie Arfin, and I'm a writer, but I'm also a dancer, a painter, a vapor, a dollhouse enthusiast, and basically just an overall hobbyist. My podcast, Filling the Void, is all about what other people are fanatically into. We talk about hobbies, even if you don't have one.
Listen to Filling the Void on Tuesdays on the Arios Network and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.
Hi, it's Dave here, and you're listening to the Cinemile, where me and my wife, Kathy, walk to the movies and then we walk back from the movies. This is not. That's not her. Kathy, you've changed. This is Kathy wanted to come today, but we couldn't get our schedules right. So I brought in my surrogate wife, Lee Gant.
Hello.
Who's for anyone who doesn't know, Lee is somewhat of a shark aficionado.
Ichthyologist, I prefer the term.
A sharkicheologist.
Ichthyologist. A sharkthologist. No, I'm not an expert in any way, I just really like them.
He's a shakicheologist. He's even got a Jaws tattoo on his arm. I like the way you showed it to everybody.
Yeah, look, everyone. Yeah.
Oh, everyone got it?
It's a recreation of the chalk drawing that Quint did in the town meeting in Jaws. So I'm also wearing a Jaws t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know. Do you want to describe it?
It's a Narragansett lager beer design that Quint drinks in Jaws. So
right, so I think
it's a subtle Jaws t-shirt.
You've established your shark credentials.
Well, my Jaws credentials.
Yeah, but it's the eponymous shark, isn't he?
Well, he's not called Jaws.
That's not the right word at all. He's the most famous of all movie sharks, right?
He probably is, yeah, I'd say, yeah.
What is his name then?
Or she, nothing. He's just a great white shark.
Oh, so he's not called Jaws?
I don't think anyone refers to him. Hooper calls it Darling at one point when he's taking photos of it.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
All right, but we're not here to review
no one
Jaws.
Says Jaws.
We're not here to review the shark called Jaws. We're here to go see the Meg. We're in Leicester Square. Shout out to Leicester Square.
We're in London's glittering West End.
It's very glamorous.
Yeah.
We're going to see this Jason Statham fight a shark.
Yes.
In Cineworld's 4DX.
4DX, yeah. And I'll tell you what, the state of Jason Statham's abs, I'm not holding out much hope for this shark, 90 foot or not. I think he's going to get a battering.
His abs are 90 foot?
No, the shark is.
Oh, I see. I'd put my money on the Stath.
Yeah, his abs are rock hard.
He's going to take him down.
And he used to be an Olympic Commonwealth diver, so, I mean, I know sharks don't dive, really, but he's probably more at home in the water than most of the humans.
What do you think the name of this shark is going to be?
Meg.
Oh, Meg! Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I've seen it in the trailer. He actually says, "It's the Meg."
All right, Meg.
All right, Meg. How you doing, Gal?
All right. Been a while.
Oh, did your sister ask about me or what?
All right. It's clear we have nothing to say about this movie. All right, let's head in. We're going to watch the Meg now. We'll talk to you after we've seen the Meg and been battered and bruised by the seats we're going to be sitting in. Bye.
Goodbye.
There's a monster outside.
What you people discovered is bigger than we ever thought possible.
How big is that thing?
It was the largest shark that ever existed.
A living fossil.
Thought to have been extinct for over 2 million years. Wrong.
My God. It's a megalodon.
All right, we're just out of the Meg. Now we're back in Leicester Square. I don't know why I keep saying where we are.
And I suppose there's a lot of time passed for us, but to the people listening to this, they'll be like, yeah, we know you just said it, you knob.
Like, but they're all like, where are they now?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've seen The Meg. We won't do any spoilers now if it's your first time listening to this. We'll turn onto the spoiler section of Leicester Square later.
Spoiler Street.
What do you think of that?
I actually disappointingly enjoyed it a lot more than I was expecting.
Oh, you've let yourself down.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same.
I was expecting it to be really disappointing in the way, insofar as I heard that people had said it doesn't really know what it is. Like, it's too serious and po-faced to be like a really cool piss-takey film, but it also doesn't really have that heavyweight tenseness of a really serious film, so it's kind of half and half. But I actually thought it was really tense, and it was just light enough, in the same way as probably Deep Blue Sea. Like, it didn't take itself too seriously, but also it didn't just fall into complete outright parody. There was some really well made set pieces to it, I thought.
Yeah, I agree. I had a lot of fun with that.
I saw you tensing up at parts, and it wasn't just because you were getting thrown about in that roller coaster come cinema, whatever it's called.
Well, let's have a quick tangent on the 4DX thing, right? So if anyone doesn't know, 4DX is
oh my god, yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, so your chair basically moves with the movie. So think of like, it's like when you go to Disneyland or one of those things, and it's it's like a little roller coaster.
It's like the bit in Jurassic Park where they can't get out, and John Hammond goes, "It's kind of a ride," and they can't get out of it. It's like that.
Yeah, except a lot more thrilling than that, and the little DNA animated creature doesn't go.
Dano blood. Yeah, it's like that. But it also sprays water in your face.
It sprays water in your face. It sprays air in your face. It shakes. The chair shakes. And the most kind of what I found was the most troubling bit is there's like little like almost fingers in the chair that come out and poke you in the back.
Which really helped when the octopus tentacle went down on the side of that submarine, and it felt like there was an octopus sucker-pod in your spine. Like,
oh no, that was me.
Oh right, yeah.
Well, it's a massage technique I learned in Thailand. I was really concerned at one point that there was going to be a sex scene, and I was really worried about what my chair was going to do during those moments. But yeah, what did you think of the 4DX thing?
It was really funny to start with, and then you kind of don't notice it after a while. You just know when the Meg's about to hit a boat because you see it swimming up to it for about 20 minutes, and as soon as it hits it, your chair jolts a bit. But it's the same as 3D. It's always like diminishing returns. I wouldn't fancy going to see every single film in that format, especially not for how much it costs.
It ain't cheap.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. Yeah.
But it's you can see why it's expensive, because they have to they basically program the seats to correspond with the sounds and the visuals that you're seeing.
Yeah.
And there are moments where, like, when there's a helicopter on, you're getting
that wind thing was good. Yeah,
it's quite effective, I thought.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an interesting experience.
Yeah, it just kind of drops the ball a lot when every time there's a jump scare, it just sprays water in your face, and it's like, no, that doesn't happen.
It's a bad combination to have 3D glasses and water spraying in your face. I was having to clean them regularly.
Yeah, and also it sprays water in your face when you're inside a submarine, which is where you don't have water.
Yeah,
it's like the characters weren't experiencing that.
If anything, they should have simulated like a high pressure intensity. Like our ears should have been popping.
Yeah. Or they should have just not done anything.
They should have actually created an elevator shaft in the cinema that drops you a series of feet. A series of feet.
Yeah. Or when the shark attacks someone, just release a lion into the cinema to attack people at will.
So real.
And then it's
visceral.
Yeah, and then you more get that kind of the randomness of natural selection. You know, it's a jungle out there, man.
And that's why we don't program cinemas.
Yeah.
Should we talk about that movie that we saw?
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah.
I'm kind of with you. It was pretty good. I mean, it's not great.
I think I'd give it, if I were to do any kind of ratings, I'd give it 3.5 popcorn boxes out of 5.
Oh wow! I'll give it
3.5 meg teeth out of 5 meg teeth.
I'd give it 8 high fives.
Out of what?
15.
Oh, right, okay. That's a slightly less favourable review than mine.
No, but 8 high five is worth 20 popcorns.
Oh, right. So
it's actually 40 popcorns out of 20.
Right, so you think basically that's the best film?
I think it's twice as good as the best film ever made.
Okay.
There's a lot of, I mean, and it also depends on the exchange rate.
Right, yeah.
At the time, they fluctuate.
Yeah. Sure.
I really enjoyed Jason Statham's character.
Yes.
Because they did the best thing you could do in an action movie.
Which was
you create a problem, so that the problem is, I'll go to spoilers later. The problem is something happens, and then they're around a table, and they said, "There's only one man who can handle this job."
Yeah.
And there's one dissenting voice who says, "Not him."
Yeah, not him. The only person qualified to do it. I won't call him. God damn it! Why? He's really good. No,
he's the son of a bitch. And I won't have him. And then cut to that man apologising to Jason Statham.
Yeah,
later
within
on.
about 14 seconds. Because to be fair, if you spent 2 days slagging off Jason Statham and then he turned up on an abandoned research facility in the middle of the Atlantic going, "Oh boy," you'd go, "Oh look mate, listen,
I'm really sorry.
I don't know, yeah. There's a lot of people shouting stuff. I don't know what. It's just mob mentality, mate. Sorry. Do you want a pint or?"
Let's just go to spoiler street already, because I think we just need to talk about the specifics of this movie.
I just need to talk briefly about this hydrogen silt thing on the bottom of the deepest trench in the world, which somehow was
containing... Do you want to just talk spoilers then? We'll go on.
Oh, that wasn't it. That's not.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't going to talk spoilers. Or is that a spoiler?
Let's just go full. We'll go full spoiler street now. So we're turning on to spoiler street. So full spoilers for the Meg.
Yeah, all my notes have spoilers in them.
Let's do it. Tell me about the gas. Tell me about the layer of...
Well, I'm not much of an ecologist. I don't really know, but that sounds like... It doesn't sound right to me. They previously thought that the Mariana Trench was the deepest part in the ocean, which it is. But they reckon, we've discovered this hydrogen level at the bottom, which we thought was sand/earth, but actually it might just be gas. So we're just going to take a submarine down and smash down through it. And they take a submarine down to what they think is the bottom of the sea, and then just basically go a bit lower and go, "Oh yeah, no, there's loads more down here." Like, why was that never ever discovered? There's at any one time there's hundreds of rovers on the bottom of the sea floor. We map it day in, day out, every day. If there was a small layer of gas masquerading as the bottom of the ocean, we definitely would have known about it. But
it's not easy to tell the difference between gas and solid land.
Yeah.
You. Why didn't they send a probe down there instead of humans?
Because that's just not the way they did it.
Why did it have
not how they operate,
three
Dave.
humans in a tiny capsule? And why 3 of them?
It's not how they operate, Dave.
And here's my next question.
Excuse me, Mr. Zeng, should we send a robot? No, I'm sending 3 humans.
Including...
No, but we could just... No, that's not the way it happens here. We're going to send 3 humans, then when they all nearly die, I'm going to send my daughter down on her own in a small submersible craft.
Why did she go down? Also, here's
because she was a headstrong, plucky gal, wasn't she?
Here's the bit that really got me. She decides, I can't stand this anymore. I've got to go down to save them. Runs to the tube and then just happens to bump into her daughter in the corridor. And then she's like, hey, I've got to go rescue some people. I'm probably going to be fine. Don't worry about it. I love you. But like instead of that's the normal thing a parent would do, which is instantly think of your own child, and then do the heroic thing.
Which she does later on when there's a small crash in another part of the in another part of the underwater station, there's a really tiny bump, and she goes, oh, "My daughter." So how big is this daughter?
Anytime she hears anything,
yeah. And the other thing about her is, like, those 3 people go down, get attacked by the Meg. Everyone's going, "We need to save them. We need to save them. Only I can save them. No, let's wait for Jason Statham to save them. No, I'm going to save them on my own." She goes down. 7 seconds later, "Save me! Help me! I've fucked it up."
Also, okay, here's another problem. We're still at the beginning of the movie. There's 3 people trapped in a submarine, whatever, 60,000 feet below you, and time is of the essence. But it's like, there's only one man who can help us, and he's in Thailand.
He is in
drinking
Thailand.
Beer. Get the helicopter ready. It's like, no, get him on the phone. Get him on the phone. Get him on a jet. Get him on a jet. Like, don't you get in a helicopter and go there and have a beer with him. And also, what are his specific set of skills that only he could rescue them? Because as far as I could tell, all he did was get in the submarine, have some banter with the daughter. Also, everyone's taking their time here. But then suddenly, her mother decides, no, we got to go now. The only thing he does is go really, really fast and dangerous for no reason. And then light up some flares to distract the shark.
Yeah, but Dave,
because
could you have done that?
Probably not, to be fair. But there was at no point was there anything that showed me that he's an expert in, like, what was his job? He's a marine
undersea rescue guy. But he hadn't been working for about 5 years, and he was clearly a drunk. I don't know.
But he was the only man for the job.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind those cliches. At least they went balls deep with the cliches. That whole, "There's only one man," and then him saying, "I don't do that anymore."
No,
like,
I mean,
it's just like that script could have been written by an app. I think a script writing app.
It was an AI. It was an AI script. It may as well have been.
It also passed my Lee Gant "Let's Get Out of Here" test. Every single film that's ever been made since the Lumiere brothers, The Arrival of a Train at a Station in 1898, contains the line "Let's get out of here" at least once, and that passed. I mean, to be fair,
where are they going to go? They're on a boat.
Yeah, that fat guy said it.
Oh. All the other characters were largely disposable. I don't know, do we even need to talk about them? Rainn Wilson was just kind of fine.
Kind of serviceable. Like that. He tried to do... I think they thought that was going to be a bigger twist than it was when he did that really emotional speech. And then, oh no, it turns out he's an absolute prick still. Like, I think they thought people were going to be really shocked at that, but I think we all knew what was happening.
There weren't really any surprises in this movie. And I think the movie was best when it wasn't trying to be funny. It's when its own sense of humour was quite tragic, I thought. They wrote comic relief like you would in 1995. Yeah,
which I kind of liked it a bit in that it kind of made it quite a naive, really old school action horror film in that way. Do you know what I mean? This film seems like it was from the mid 90s basically. So I kind of liked that kind of naivety to it. I liked Statham and the Chinese woman, what's her name? Begong or something, the actress name.
I don't know.
They were good. They were quite sweet.
Their banter didn't really work for me though.
Yeah, I think it might have been...
It fell a bit flat. They weren't really selling it. I don't think he can really do quips very well.
No, and obviously, you know, I couldn't...
Bing Bing Lee is her name.
Oh, that's it, yeah. Obviously, I couldn't do it. I can't speak another language, but I think that might have hampered her a little bit in so much that she didn't have the best grasp of the English language. And
but she was good. She was quite personable, and I thought she carried the movie's only moment of like being close to actual human pathos when her father actually dies, even though she was delivering the most muck garbage screenplay dialogue I've ever heard.
It was just A-level script writing, wasn't it?
It was literally and you're reading it. It's even worse somehow when you're reading it as subtitles. And it's like, you have grown up into the girl that I always wanted you to be, and I'm so proud of you. Yeah. And I hope that your daughter also becomes just like you. And that is my greatest dream. Goodbye now.
Yeah, see ya. Death speech over.
But she was selling it with her face. So I think, kudos to her. She did a lot with very little.
I thought for a while it was just going to turn into a sex comedy with Jason Statham, because he was flirting with every single woman on that station. Half of the blokes were like flirting with him as well, and he was just walking around with his top off half the time. I mean,
there was a shower. There was a shower
like
scene. I was very disappointed that the 4DX didn't spray us with water when Jason Statham was in the shower.
yeah. Did you see the little reference to Jaws there as well? The name of the dog that was in mortal danger of the Meg.
Pippin, was it?
Pippin. The actual dog in Jaws was Pipette, but a lot of people say it's Pippin. I don't agree, and the Jaws subtitles don't agree. But Pippin is an acceptable version of it.
Oh, so it's a little Jaws Easter egg for people.
Nice little nod for Jaws fans. The shark was actually quite well realised, I thought. It was going to look a lot crapper than that. And it was nice that it didn't seem... I mean, megalodons were that big. But so it felt really good that they didn't need to make it bigger than how big megalodons actually were. Because... more than anything, if you made it too big, you weirdly kind of lose that peril, don't you? If you've got a 20-foot shark coming towards you, i.e. a great white, it's kind of in a weird way a lot scarier than a 25-metre shark coming towards you, because you just can't work out, you can't intake that scale, can you? Like, it just open its mouth and you're gone in the blink of an eye, whereas there's something a bit more primal about a shark that's only about triple the size of you.
Yeah,
I don't know, what do you think?
I agree.
I kind of felt the scale was just on the edge of ridiculousness, even though, I'll say again, Megs probably did grow to that length, but of course we weren't really around.
I think it's a fine tightrope. If you go any bigger, then you're in sort of Sci-Fi Channel territory of mega shark and giant octopus. And then you're just, like the 10 stories high shark. And it doesn't, it loses all perspective.
Yeah, because
Plus, you need the shark to be just big enough that you'll believe that Jason Statham could fight him one-on-one with a knife, which happens in this movie, and I absolutely loved.
That was really good. I thought it was going to be like an Ahab moment, though. I thought he was going to go down with him. I thought he was going to stab him in the eye and get dragged to the bottom of the ocean.
I feel this movie doesn't... It wants him for the sequel. Yes. And I think this movie's killed it at the US box office, so I think there will no doubt be a sequel.
I mean,
I'm going to go.
I will definitely be going to that. I'll definitely be going along to that.
Let's wrap it up there, I'd say. Do you have anything else you want to cover?
Not really. I was just going to say how accurate the Meg looked compared to actual Megalodon. I quite liked that it at least attempted to, with the kind of standard action film thing of a scientist explaining to people what it is we're dealing with. Like at least you actually saw what it was you were dealing with. I would say though that
they had a Wikipedia page up on the computer,
but also at the same time a small pop-out picture of the guy who just
died. What were they?
To just rub it in. And also talking about rubbing it in at the end when they killed it, they go, Jason Statham makes some tea, nice cup of Rosie Lee, and then he goes, "Here's to being alive." It's like, mate, do you know how many people have just been eaten? It's not very sensitive.
Not cool. That's so true. They're all sitting around after a hero from Heroes has died,
they're just pissing themselves.
And they've got on one side of the screen they've got a giant Wikipedia page about the Megalodon, and the other side is a picture of him. But who's the guy who plugged in the laptop and we're like, oh my god, so sad about Toshi.
Minimise.
Just looking at a picture of him just a minute ago.
I just had Toshi up on my screensaver.
All right, we'll leave it there. Lee, where can people find you? Besides Leicester Square now.
Right now.
Here he is, everyone.
Hello. We haven't done one for a while, but I co-present a paranormal podcast called WTP Paranormal, which, we're going to do a new... I'm getting married in 12 days, so I haven't really done anything.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. I'm supposed to be doing planning now, but I told my girlfriend I'm off to see a film about a big shark with Dave, She said, "Who's Dave?" I said, "You know, he's going to a wedding." "What? Is he that little Irish bloke who just talks about fit?" "Yeah, that's him. You know him. You've met him." "All right." Yeah. So we're going to start throwing ourselves into podcasts a bit more again, me and Naylor. So WTP.
Have you done an episode on giant sharks?
No, we haven't actually.
There you go.
Done one on giant octopuses. We've done one on giant worms. Done one on loads of stuff. So we'll probably do one on the Meg. And it's normally like a bit more of a science-y approach. We don't really go into the films so much because we leave that to the experts. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing one.
Not us. And you can hear us right here on the Cinemile.
Yeah, on the podcast you've just listened to.
Listen to us.
Maybe
I'm going to plug what you're listening to. Subscribe to us if you don't mind. We're also on all of the social medias at the Cinemile. You can email us thecinemile@gmail.com and leave us a review if you're feeling kind.
Yeah, do that for us as well if you listen to any paranormal podcasts.
Leave them a review. Just go review everyone and everything you see.
Yeah. If you're into anything from big feet to vampires.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.
Big feet to vampires. Please update your
I will,
your tagline.
Chew on this, you ugly.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
What do you do when no one else is watching? What do you do that makes you happy for no reason at all? What are you obsessed with? I'm Leslie Arfin, and I'm a writer, but I'm also a dancer, a painter, a vapor, a dollhouse enthusiast, and basically just an overall hobbyist. My podcast, Filling the Void, is all about what other people are fanatically into. We talk about hobbies, even if you don't have one.
Listen to Filling the Void on Tuesdays on the Arios Network and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.